Pranam, a very warm good afternoon to everyone present here. Dr. Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, the Chief Justice of India. It's always such a pleasure when you join us either physically or online in our functions. It means a lot to us. It always encourages us to move forward. And we know we have your full support that we can count on. My colleagues in the High Court, my learned brothers, Justice Talapatra, Justice Panigrahi, Justice Raman, Justice Dash, all my colleagues present here in the auditorium, the former judges of this court, it means a lot that you're here with us on this very historic day. For you, it is very important for you to see how your High Court has evolved from stage to stage. The judicial officers who are present here, and most importantly, all the district judges present in all the districts of Orissa, not just the 10 districts where the virtual high courts are going to be inaugurated by the Chief Justice of India today, but all the districts in Orissa who have joined us. So we really have 30 districts, bar associations in 30 districts, all participating in today's event. Today's event means a lot, not just to a few districts, but to many districts, because the way we have conceptualized in the first phase is that the virtual high court in a particular district will serve the needs of the immediate neighboring districts, till in the second phase more virtual high courts will be opened in the districts. This is, as Justice Talapatra was pointing out, a truly historic moment for the High Court of Orissa and for the judiciary in Orissa, where the High Court, not just metaphorically, but actually makes its presence felt in the districts in Orissa. As Justice Talapatra was mentioning, we already had video conferencing cabins in the various districts thanks to the COVID-19 pandemic, when we had to bridge the digital divide, where lawyers may not have had devices through which they could connect to the court. But this is an improvement on that several fold, because this virtual high court, as you will see in the short video that will be presented, has a back office. That back office has a trained personnel sent from the high court. There is also a staff that goes with him. They receive papers, they scan the papers, they help the lawyer e-file the case, they help him number the case, they help him list the case. The lawyer can mention the case. All this, what he would have done physically had he had to travel all the way to Cuttack, he can now do in whichever district the virtual high court is. So this is a huge difference that is going to be felt by the district lawyers. It will make it much easier for them to now file their cases, register them, mention it for listing, and actually have the cases heard. And post hearing, whatever they would do, apply for the certified copy, obtain the certified copy, all of this will be done at their respective stations where the virtual high courts are going to be inaugurated today. So this is definitely a big step forward. If this experiment can be successful, then it will really change the face of the judiciary in Orissa. We anticipated this in a sense when we opened e-filing stations in every one of the 30 districts in Orissa, which happened almost 2 years ago. So the lawyers have got trained. We actually had training sessions where our own master trainers helped the lawyers, helped the law clerks in e-filing. We moved from e-filing 1.0 to now the e-filing 3.0 version. We've trained them in this version, and we will continue to do the training, continue to do the hand-holding. We know this change has to be gradual, but we will be there with them for this change to take place. And lawyers everywhere in Orissa will find a huge change in the way they organize themselves for law practice. I'm sure it is a step forward for each one of them. It's a learning, but it's all for the better, because ultimately it will help us deliver justice to the people of Orissa in a far more efficient and economic way than was imagined a few years ago. So we are taking advantage of technology. We are moving forward, and we hope that Orissa can show the way forward for the rest of the country. I must once again thank the E-Committee and Justice Chandrachud, without whose support I don't think we could have even imagined many of the steps we are taking. Thank you, sir. Thank you, all of you, for being here on this very historic moment. Jai Hind.
I must state here that it is only the efforts of your Lordship that has taken state judiciary of Odisha to a different level in the field of digitization, case disposal system, computerization, and so many other fields which Odisha judiciary has seen in the last 2 years. Thank you, my Lord, for the warm and heartfelt address to our honorable guests and the words of encouragement along with your constant guidance. To take matters ahead, it is my utmost honor to humbly request His Lordship, Honorable Dr. Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, Chief Justice of India, to inaugurate the virtual High Courts. My Lord. Thank you, my Lord. May I now seek permission from the Chief Guest of today's event, my Lord Honorable Dr. Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, Chief Justice of India, to screen a short video presentation on the virtual High Court of Odisha, established in 10 districts.
Yes, sure. Please go ahead.
Welcome to the visual presentation of virtual High Courts. Access to justice is an integral part of the justice delivery system. Geographical distance could be a barrier which can be overcome by technology. Earlier, the High Court of Odisha during the COVID-19 pandemic had established video conferencing cabins in every district headquarters so that the advocate could participate in the hearing virtually from anywhere. Today, in a historic step, the High Court of Odisha has established virtual High Courts in the district based upon the ratio of the cases and distance from the High Court. Every virtual High Court will have ICT devices such as computers, 55-inch LED screen for interacting with High Court, speakers, document visualizer to show the documents, stand cameras so that court can see the advocates clearly, among other items. Advocates in the districts can file their cases through e-filing, can also file mention memos through online portal, appear virtually through dedicated cabins, and avail other services through trained High Court staff in the back offices in the virtual High Court centers. Thanks for watching.
Thank you. I now humbly request, with immense pleasure and gratitude, Honorable Dr. Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, Chief Justice of India, to present the inaugural address to this august gathering. My Lord.
Namaste and good evening. A very good evening to Justice S. Muralidhar, Chief Justice of the Odisha High Court, Justice S. Talabatra, the Chairman of the IT Committee, and all the members of the IT Committee of the High Court, to all the distinguished judges of the High Court, former judges, members of the district judiciary, and everyone who is associated with today's event, including the IT staff of the High Court and the district courts. I'm nothing short of delighted to find myself delivering the address at the inauguration of yet another initiative of the Odisha High Court. My heartiest congratulations to everyone involved in establishing the virtual courts of the Odisha High Court. Under the able leadership of Chief Justice Muralidhar, the Odisha High Court has proved itself a trailblazer in the field of adapting technology to our justice delivery systems. It has digitized records, inaugurated paperless courts, established vulnerable witness deposition centers, prepared a digital records room, and much more in a short span of time. 2 years ago, most of these e-initiatives may have seemed like a distant dream. The common citizen would have chuckled at the thought of the Odisha High Court operating in every district of the state. Perhaps they would have considered these e-initiatives a part of a scene from a futuristic movie or a television show. Yet today, we have inaugurated virtual courts in 10 districts in Odisha, and the remaining districts are set to have virtual courts by March 2023. This just goes to show that a committed and enthusiastic team working under the dynamic leadership of your Chief Justice can achieve anything that it puts its mind to. The 10 virtual courts that will be operational from today are located in the districts of Sambalpur, Balangir, Sundargarh, Kalahandi, Balangir, and Rourkela in western Odisha, Balangir and Koraput in southern Odisha, and Balasore and Bhadrak in northern Odisha. It is truly a moment of celebration for the High Court as well as for the residents of Odisha, and indeed, I believe for the entire judiciary and the nation. In this moment, we must not neglect to thank those who implement the virtual courts project. The credit lies not only with those at the helm of these initiatives, but also with those who oversee their day-to-day functioning. The IT technicians, operators, clerks, and other staff members who are operating at the back end give life to the vision of futuristic courts. They are the unsung heroes of the technology revolution. In my own court, my court moderator, Mr. Ravi, ensures that virtual hearings run smoothly. He assists my court masters, Mr. Sanjay Kumar and Mr. Chetan Vish. In the virtual courts too, each court hall will have staff members to see to it that judges, counsel, and the parties are seen and heard on the virtual platform without any hiccups. They will communicate with counsel through the chat box and respond to any queries or concerns regarding the virtual hearing. Other staff members will facilitate the e-filing of cases at the High Court and guide lawyers and clerks on the removal of defects. The High Court will take up cases which are being argued through the virtual courts in the first hour of every working day. Of all the services that will be available, the most exceptional is the physical or in-person courtrooms in every district. These rooms, which we saw on the video clip, will be equipped with video conferencing facilities and provide a professional atmosphere for advocates to appear. Advocates need not rely on their personal facilities to appear before the virtual High Court. Crucially, their establishment ensures that no advocate, and I repeat, no advocate, will be denied the advantages of virtual courts for want of funds or for any other reason. Advocates and parties in person who are not comfortable with technology can also submit hard copies of their petitions to staff members who will e-file them. Virtual courts give the term accessibility a different shade of meaning. In most states of our country, the high courts are located in the capital city due to practical considerations. While many large states such as Maharashtra, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu have benches of the High Court functioning in another city or town, in addition to the capital, the High Courts of most states function in a single city. There are other High Courts too, like the High Court of Judicature in Allahabad, which functions both from Allahabad and Lucknow, and then you have Rajasthan, which functions both in Jodhpur and Jaipur. Odisha will be the first state to boast of a High Court which is accessible from within every district in the state. Most residents of Odisha will no longer be required to travel even a few hours away from their hometown. Lawyers in different parts of the state too stand to benefit from this move. Appearing before an appellate court requires a somewhat different skill set as compared to appearing before a court of first instance. The establishment of these virtual courts will permit lawyers who previously appeared only before courts of the first instance to hone an additional set of skills. While pragmatic concerns prevent us from operating in person benches of the high courts in every district, there is no denying that extending the reach of high courts through virtual courts decentralizes the participation in the administration of justice. This was also the case with the Supreme Court. When the Supreme Court began operating virtually during the COVID-19 pandemic, I noticed that bright young lawyers from across the country began to appear before us. These lawyers were not denied the opportunity to appear in the Supreme Court merely because they had chosen to